Alright, let's do this.
There are some truly amazing creepypastas out there. Just look at the ones such as Candle Cove and Pen Pal. But of course, there's also a bad side to creepypastas. Some creepypastas are a true disgrace to the entire creepypasta community, and seem like there was absolutely no thought put into them at all. Some of them actually try to be serious, but then later get categorized as a troll pasta, and others are intended to be laughably terrible. Today, I'll be joined by HoodoHoodlumsRevenge to talk about what we categorize as the top 10 funniest troll pastas. 10. The Beatles Theory. I don't have much to say about this one since this is actually my least favorite on the list. I still thought it was sort of funny though, because I've heard a lot of crazy theories about the Beatles, and I'm sure you have too. I'm sure you've heard they were high writing most of their songs, which is supposedly indicated by Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds being an acronym for LSD. Or you may have even heard more ridiculous theories about Paul being dead. This troll pasta pretty much exaggerates the ridiculousness of the theories such as that. The funny part that this creepypasta is not much more ridiculous than most of the Beatles theories I've heard about.
Number 9. 666.exe. 666.exe was a creepypasta written to be taken seriously, but because of the hilariously bad writing, the story becomes unintentional comedy gold. Now because it was written with the intent of seriousness, I decided to place it pretty low on the list. But anyways, this story goes over how some random doofus comes across a spooky exe program that messes with his life. It has no tension, numerous spelling errors and grammatical errors, and several contradictions that will surely amuse you. It's all just fantastic.
8. Day of All the Blood. I'm sure that most of you are familiar with the troll pasta, Day of All the Blood. A lot of YouTubers have narrated this, including Mr. Creepypasta. It is presented as one of the scariest stories you will ever read. But of course, like every troll pasta, it's just poking fun at how stupid some creepypastas can be, as they include excessive amounts of gore that are completely irrelevant and ridiculous twist endings. I included this because it made me laugh, especially when I read the ending of it. It's also pretty cool that someone made an animation of the story.
This is a story of a day where there was all this blood.
Number 7. Sonic.exe.exe. As the title implies, this story is a parody of the already goofy story of Sonic.exe. The story is written with intentionally poor grammar and spelling, and it all works together to deliver a thoroughly spectacular comedy. MS Paint pictures? It has it. Hyperrealistic blood? It has it. A completely unrelated appearance of Patrick from SpongeBob? It most certainly has it. Truly a mix and match of everything that makes bad creepypastas so hard to read.
6. The Town of Galem. The Town of Galem is a troll pasta based on the online game Town of Salem. This is one of the few troll pastas I've ever read where I was actually laughing through almost all of it. This is probably partially because I love the Town of Salem game, and also partially because I'm pretty immature. Through the entire story, I was just trying to imagine what would cross through my mind if this happened to me while playing Town of Salem. And what made it even funnier for me was the fact that to an extent, some stuff similar to this has actually happened while playing the game. But really, other than that, it's not too special. It just uses the tactics of other troll pastas, such as including an excessive amount of hyperrealism and whatnot.
Number 5. Sir Patrick's... This story is a 2-for-1 deal. It comes bundled with the normal edition and the extra exclusive special Sir edition. Basically, the author of this story was on the internet and comes in contact with the most terrifying demon of all, Evil Patrick, complete with a monocle and mustache, the very embodiment of sheer terror. This horrifying monster summons a jellyfish covered in fire and murdifies our hero author. Then he killed the author for the rest of his life. A worser fate has not been known to man. May he rest in pieces.
4. Goodbye SpongeBob. Goodbye SpongeBob is one of my favorite troll pastas. because it combines all the creepypasta cliches, from hyperrealism to the unnecessary use of the number 666 to knowing someone who works for Nickelodeon or something. The way it presents things makes it seem completely nonsensical, but I thought it was funny how some popular lost episode or gaming pastas are not too far from being just as ridiculous as this one is. Throughout the entire story I was laughing. However, I placed this at number 4 because the whole thing was in caps, and I personally think it may have been better if it was written in a way where it seemed like it was actually trying to be serious.
Number 3. GorillaSpasta.txt. Okay, this may be a little biased, seeing how Gorillaz is my favorite band at the moment, but if you're a fan of them, this troll pasta will entertain you greatly because of the fact that it uses a lot of genuinely clever references that fans would pick up on, such as how Murdoch Nichols, the bass player of the band, leaves a sophisticated review in the quote-unquote review section of the story. Any fan of Gorillaz should definitely check this one out. It will certainly make you laugh out loud.
2. SpongeBob's Fresh Start. SpongeBob's Fresh Start is another popular troll pasta that you may have heard of. One of the things I liked about this one was that you may not actually know it's a troll pasta at first glance. Unlike a lot of troll pastas, I thought this one was actually pretty clever. Most other ones just type everything in all caps, use terrible grammar, and write a bunch of random nonsensical things to try to seem funny. But this one had a much better approach at making it seem somewhat genuine at first. It doesn't take long for you to realize what the story is referencing, and once you realize it, you'll chuckle. I also started laughing hysterically when I saw someone on YouTube narrating and reviewing the story, completely oblivious to the fact it was a troll pasta that was referencing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Number 1. Every creepypasta ever. That's the title of the story. I'm not slacking off every creepypasta ever made, don't worry. This precious piece of pleasantries makes fun of pretty much every video game creepypasta cliche in the book. For example, it makes a big deal out of very small things, which a lot of video game creepypastas tend to do. The author becomes terrified when he realizes there's no sound coming from his TV. He grabs his remote and presses the volume up button, and alas, sound appears. The author is absolutely appalled by this, and it's just too good. I also have to give the author credit for not going for the usual trollpasta approach of misspelling every word in the text. Kudos to that, fine sir.
These were the top 10 troll pastas that we thought were the funniest. What are some of your favorite troll pastas? Also remember to check out HoodoHoodlumsRevenge if you haven't already. You may already be subscribed to him, but if you aren't, be sure to go over there and subscribe. He's almost at 100,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.